This is poem number 323 from Nuestra, Casa. This is first part of this poem is from the perspective of Liefie. The magic in the air is more prominent now that our anthem is sung throughout. We will never stop constantly moving throughout the world, and it glows forever as life in the sky. She's my anchor both now and until the end of all time. My experience flew forward constantly into the future, never being able to stay in one place. My ocean of a voice is spacious, room enough with many dwelling places, many new sets of voices to know. Let me switch the speaker to Harmonie. My fears could never strangle my hope, never could attain a firm grip. My night fled away at the first sight of the birds, chirping in the morning, filling up the beautiful trees with their chorus. I am here with these beautiful creatures, dreaming about worlds that exist parallel to ours, where we can feel those who long ago passed away. My fondest memories in my youth were with those who guided me and taught me the greatest life lessons. But most of these teachers have passed away long before their time. I'm the last one to stand here in the midst of the vicious thunderstorms, and I lifted my hands and found the meaning of the storms, and found the reason why they were here, tormenting the world. They were all etching out a greater purpose, carving a sculpture that we could see and feel with our hands and understand and hold forever. The motion of the wind when it calmed me and spoke and told me that it would not only move at the consent of God. All I ever wanted was a heaven to fall into, which I could understand and feel and dream about and memorize its music. It followed me forever because it exuded forever from every stroke of a pen and from every syllable of my voice. And we were no longer pawns in a game, which we had no control over. We were the masters of the game, the rulers of the world of the disenfranchised, ruled over the entire world and had dominion over it. My sorceress soul would feel for every soul in the world. I knew all I could do was reach out with my hands towards the redemption I knew would overflow the entire earth like fire, flood it and burn it until only the beauty remained. No one could stop us from dreaming about the future. My heart was weary from the life I had lived, from the desperate longing to become whole. And the magic in my soul guided me at last, here to this very city, where I found you and fell in love with you forever. San Jose will always be our home, and I will prophesy here about the future and the days that will come, and lead up to not only one certain event, that in the future we will be held closely in the arms of charity, and never be able to escape from its guiding hand. Never forceful, but always guiding me and leading us to a future which we crave more than any we have read about in books. A place we want to go to more than any place we have ever explored in this world. Hold me forever in this place we have been summoned to, and come down to us, so that we can always be one with the passing breeze, and we will always mention the world we came from to sojourners on their adventure, resting for a moment, and we are only heard when they wait for a moment to listen, even though they know there very well might not be anyone here to speak to them. But here we are, nonetheless. We are free to explore any person or place in the world, and we never grow weary. We will always be here inhabiting the world and filling all the meadows with our passionate song. And voiceful rhythm shines out forever, and the weight of our regret is lifted when we hear the silent words of mercy. which reigns forever above the world. My heart is weary from the journey, but always ready for the next one. And on the next adventure is whole and at peace and ready to embark forever on a journey that would always define the future. The sting and taste and venom of the governments that restricted us could not find us here. And we swelled in the motion forever of joy and never wanted to be away from the other. All we could think about was the momentous world we would build. If only for a moment we could move on our own accord and start with the rubble around us. It never takes long to get started moving these stones and building up a home sheltered in the warmth of this home. We can relax and find uninterrupted rest. Matthias perches here and Matthias perches here and watches the windows for any who would intrude on our rest. Knowing that we have suffered for so long, he stands watch over us, waiting to warn us about the coming danger, and he stands strong and tall forever here. The songs were vibrant, but the truth was greater. The songs we expressed could only portray so much before they stopped being able to express what was inside our souls. The life in my veins was ready and dancing across the world. This was our home, and the beauty of it was that we would never find it or another one like it again. Here with my Liefie I would rest, and I would find myself alone and submerged in his arms. I would have not a fear in the world, because this was the world we wanted. This was the world we craved, and this was the world we made for ourselves. Come outside and watch the stars dance with me, the birds flying up to meet us, and to make the show even grander and more majestic than we thought it could ever be. We are the wayward souls who rest here for a short time, to find ourselves enamored by the beautiful sway of lights. The patience we find is unconditional. And we switch to Sanger, who's the third character. Despite how ugly the world had become, I always had the hope in my soul, which I had in my youth. Governments collapsing, and we no longer trust anyone. And all the heroes we looked for guidance in during the elder days are all deceased, and now we must be those heroes. And no one else will be brave if we are not. Our lives forever etch out our eternal home, caving into what it will be forever. We always return back to the beginning of things. And then we switch to Liefie. We always return back to the beginning of things. And the world ended where it started. In fire and water, in love and desperation, but in all things justice, in mercy that was inescapable. From one end of the earth to the other, we remembered our past mistakes, but could not find them, and dreamed forever about becoming whole souls in the darkness of this room, where we sat and understood. The patient life of ours was always meant to exist in dreams, which we would between now and the end of all time experience, both in chaos and in coming together, in flames and in the water that silenced the flames forever. Water was stronger than fire. Fire always sustained our life. But in water we are born, and in water we are reborn forever, rising out of the water as whole new persons who crave a world that understands and loves and thrusts out forward into eternity, where we become part of a grander plan and a providence that underlines even the life of the stars, all for the glory of one substance in three persons, of one life lived we have, which echoes all the truth with its energy, a perfect reflection of the divine essence of God, leading us here at last, to this place where freedom and genuine peace will last, and we will no longer desire to be anywhere else but here. souls on fire with water and bursting out forth with life, brought back to life, crowned forever by the stars, and we became the true and only rulers of the world that could not escape from the dawning of grace.